Bhagwat Gita, Chapter 1. Observing the armies on the battlefield of Kurukshetra. Dhritarashtra Uvac. Dharma Kshetre Kurukshetre Samaveta Yudhusavah Mamaka Pandavasheva Kim Kurvata Sanjay. Dhritarashtra said, O Sanjaya, after my sons and the sons of Pandu assembled in the place of pilgrimage at the Kurukshetra, desiring to fight, what did they do? Purport: Bhagavad Gita is the widely read theistic science summarized in the Gita Mahatmya. It is said that one should read Bhagavad Gita very scrutinizingly with the help of person who is a devotee of Sri Krishna and try to understand it without personally motivated interpretations. The example of clear understanding is there in the Bhagavad Gita itself. In the way the teaching is understood by Arjuna, who heard the Gita directly from the Lord. If someone is fortunate enough to understand the Bhagavad Gita in that line of disciple-like succession without motivated interpretations, then he surpassed all studies of Vedic wisdom and all scriptures of the world. One will find in the Bhagavad Gita all that is the content in other scriptures, but the reader will also find things which are not to be found elsewhere. That is the specific standard of the Gita. It is the perfect theistic science because it is directly spoken by the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Lord Krishna. The topic discussed by Dhritarashtra and Sanjaya, as described in, it is understood that this philosophy involved on the battlefield of Kurukshetra, which is a sacred place of pilgrimage from the immemorial time of Vedic age. It was spoken by the Lord when he was present personally on this planet for the guidance of mankind. The word Dharma Shastra, a place where religious rituals are performed, is significant because on the battlefield of Kurukshetra, the Supreme Personality of Godhead was present on the side of Arjuna. Dhritarashtra, the father of the Kurus, was highly doubtful about the possibility of his son's ultimate victory. In his doubt, he inquired from his secretary Sanjaya, what did they do? He was confident that both his sons and the sons of younger brother Pandu were assembled in the field of Kurukshetra for the determined engagement of the war. Still, his inquiry is significant. He did not want a compromise between sons on the battlefield and not compromise the cousins and brother, and he wanted to be sure of the fate of his sons on the battlefield, because the battlefield was arranged to be fought at the Kurukshetra, which is mentioned elsewhere in the Vedas as a place of worship even for the denizens of heaven. Dhritarashtra became very fearful about the influence of the holy place on the outcome of the battle. He knew very well that his would influence Arjuna, and the Sanjaya was the student of Vyasa, and therefore, by the mercy of Vyasa, Sanjay was able to envision the battlefield of the Kurukshetra even while he was in the room of Dhritarashtra. And so Dhritarashtra asked him about the situation on the battlefield. Both the Pandava and the sons of Dhritarashtra belong to the same family, but Dhritarashtra's mind is disclosed herein. He deliberately claimed only his sons as Kurus, and he separated the sons of Pandus from the family heritage. One can thus understand the specific position of the Dhritarashtra in his relationship with his nephews, the sons of Pandu. As in the paddy field, the unnecessary plants are taken out. So it is expected from the very beginning of these topics that in the religious field of Kurukshetra, where the father of religious, Sri Krishna was present, the unwanted plants like the Dhritarashtra's son, Duryodhana, and others would be wiped out, and the thoroughly religious persons, headed by the Yudhishthira, would be established by the Lord. This is the significance of the word Dharma Kshetra and the Kurukshetra apart from their historical and the Vedic importance.